Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. Today we'll start off in a child's pose position. Bring your big toes together, open your knees, send your hips back to your heels, and bring your forehead to rest on your mat. Start to bring your focus and awareness to the movement of your breath. Allow your breath to start to become a little bit longer in each direction. Feel the expansion of your inhale through your ribs and your belly. And with every exhale, allow yourself to sink a little heavier into your posture. Crawl your fingertips over towards the right side of your mat and find a counter stretch. Really try to pull your left hip towards your left heel. Feel that length all along the left side of your torso. And then slowly bring yourself back to center and crawl your fingertips over towards the left side of your mat and send your hips over towards the right. And feel that pull all along the right side of your body. Take a nice big breath in and a full exhale. And then bring yourself back to center, back into your child's pose. And from child's pose, press yourself up to a tabletop all fours position. We're going to come into kind of a circular cat and cow motion. So find a cow spine, a little arch in your back, and then bring your chest over towards your right palm. Now with your hips, think of moving diagonally away from your right palm towards your left hip and round through the spine. Now make a half circle of your hips around to the right hip, and then arch your spine again and move towards your left palm. And then we take this again the other way. So find that contraction over to the right hip, circle your hips around to the left, and then arch your spine over towards your right palm. And just keep this moving, kind of like a half moon figuration here. Scoop through the belly, send your hips over to the right, and on your inhale, arch through your spine, lift your chin. And on your exhale, contract, send your hips to the right, half moon your hips around to the left, and then arch your spine over towards the right, lift your chin. And then exhale to contract, hips to the left. Circle your hips to the right. Inhale, find this arch over to the left palm. Exhale, contract to the right hip, over to the left. And inhale, find this arch again. And start to bring yourself back to neutral. You can take a little wave from side to side, back to neutral tabletop. And from your neutral tabletop, flip your toes under and lift your knees up off the ground. So you're in a floating tabletop, starting to build a little more activation and heat in your core. Continue to press down into your palms, rotate your knees over to the right side and hold and hover there. And now bring your knees back to center and then bring your knees over towards the left and continue to press down into your palms, hover here. Bring your knees back to center and hover your knees over the ground. And then slowly lower your knees down to the ground. Come all the way down onto your belly. We'll move into a Sphinx pose. Bring your elbows, your forearms, and your palms so they're flat to the ground. Very gentle back bend here. Pull your elbows towards your hips. Option to stay or option to press your palms into the ground and lift your elbows. So you can stay in that Sphinx pose or you can move through these two postures, getting a little more activation into your shoulder here. Press into your palms and try to lift and lower your elbows up off the ground, getting a little bit deeper stretch into the spine as well. You take this about 5 times total. Continue to actively press down into your palms. And after your 5th time, bring your belly all the way down to the ground. Press into your hands, send your hips back to your child's pose. Give yourself a moment of breath here. We're going to start to move through something called a child's pose push-up. Bring your knees a little bit closer together. Bring your gaze between your thumbs and start to roll yourself forward. So your shoulders are over your wrists. Now bend your elbows, press yourself up and send your hips back. So we're going to take about 8 of these, moving through child's pose, moving into this variation of a push-up. As you come into this push-up, really try to draw the elbows back behind you so they're knitted against your rib cage. And try to move through this with your breath. Roll through the spine, bend your elbows. Bend Bend your elbows so they're about halfway down, just finding a little more activation into the arms, into the core. And starting to find a little more fluidity through your spine. Really ripple through your spine, going forwards and backwards. And do one more set for yourself. Find one more push-up. Send your hips back to child's pose. And then from there, bring your body up to a tabletop position. And then flip your toes and lift your hips up into a downward facing dog. And for this first downward facing dog, you could find a little bit of movement if you'd like to pedal through your feet. Maybe shake your head yes or no, anything that might feel good. And then start to roll yourself forward to a high plank. Now from your high plank, we're going to move into another push-up. Bend your elbows in half, and then press yourself up and move to downward facing dog. We're gonna take that again. Roll yourself forward, option to lower your knees if you need that extra support. Bend your elbows, press yourself up, downward facing dog. We'll take this 3 more times with breath. Roll forward, high plank, find your push-up, press your hips back. And again, roll forward, high plank, bend your elbows, press them straight, hips up high. Last time here, roll forward, high plank, bend your elbows, press them straight, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lift your right leg high, and then bend your right knee and open your hip. And then with your right knee in the air, draw 3 big circles with your right knee. Press down into your palms evenly. And then after you've taken your 3 circles in one direction, take this the other direction. Nice big circles. Getting a little more movement into your hip joint. And then on your next inhale, re-extend your right leg. And now pull your right knee to your right tricep, finding a little more activation through the right oblique. Inhale, extend your right leg straight. And exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand, move into a low lunge. And take a few moments here, you can kind of just rock backwards and forwards. Keep your right foot where it is. Step your left foot forward into an active squat. So your heels are in slightly, your toes are turned out. Send your hips back, lift your arms up, active squat. Make sure your knees are really tracking over your toes. We're gonna move into a little contraction here. Stay low with the legs. Pull your elbows to your hips and release your head down, kind of like a forward fold with a squat in the legs. Come out of this, reach your arms back up, stay low, and then straighten your legs. Step or hop your feet together. And find a little bit of a back bend here. Lift your heart, lift your chest up towards your ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center, find your forward fold. Inhale to find a halfway lift, lengthen through your waist and your spine. And on your exhale, bring your hands down and step your left foot far back behind you. Lower your back knee down towards your mat. Bring your hands to come and rest on your front right thigh. And then really press your hips forward here. Pull your shoulders down your back. Feel nice and long through the back of your neck. And then start to lift your arms up overhead and just notice any differences in sensation. Continue to press your hips forward. Bring your hands down to frame your right foot. Flip your back toes, lift your back knee. Find a 3-legged dog with your right leg all the way up into the air. And then find a downward facing dog. Roll yourself forward to your high plank. Push up here, bend your elbows halfway, straighten, and press yourself back to downward facing dog. We'll set up everything slowly on the left side. On your next inhale, lift your left leg high, and then bend your left knee and open your hip. And then with your left knee, start to draw some circles. Take about 3 circles, getting a little more lubricated into your hip joint. And then after you've taken 3 circles in one direction, go ahead and take this the opposite way. Continue to actively press down into your palms. And on your next inhale, re-extend your left leg back into your 3-legged dog. And now pull your left knee towards your left tricep. Inhale back to 3-legged dog. And exhale just as much control to step your left foot outside of your left hand and take a few moments in this wider lunge. You can kind of shift back and forth here. Feel a nice stretch through your front left hamstring. Keep your left foot where it is. Step your right foot forward into your active squat. Heels are in, toes are out slightly. Send your hips down, lift your arms up. Give yourself a few moments of breath here. Stay low in the legs. Pull your elbows towards your waist and release your body forward. So you try to stay in the squat with your legs. Just release your body down. Stay low in your legs. Reach your arms up back into your squat. Stand all the way up. Step or hop your feet together. And then reach your arms up. Reach your chest up. Little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step your right foot far back behind you and lower your back knee down to your mat. Slowly bring yourself up so your hands come onto your front left leg. And just take a few moments of breath here. Release your shoulders down your back. Grow nice and tall out of the crown of your head. And now reach your arms up overhead. Continue to press your hips forward. Notice any differences in the stretch you might feel. Take one more big breath here. And on your exhale, bring your hands down to frame your foot. Flip your back toes, lift your back knee. Find a three-legged dog with your left leg in the air. And move to downward facing dog. Slide yourself forward to your high plank. Option to lower the knees. Find your push-up. Bend your elbows. Press them straight. Downward facing dog. We're going to take all of that again and move a lot quicker. One breath, one movement. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, pull your right knee to your right tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot outside of your hand. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, find your active squat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, squat, forward fold, arms back. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, step or hop your feet together. Inhale, find a little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot far back behind you, lower the knee. Inhale, reach your arms up, maybe a little back bend here. Exhale, hands down, flip the back toes. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg in the air. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank, slide forward. Exhale, bend the elbows. Press them straight. Downward facing dog, left side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, pull your left knee to your left tricep. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot outside of your left hand. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, arms up, active squat. Exhale, forward fold and squat. Inhale to stand all the way up. Exhale to step or hop the feet together. Inhale for a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot far back, lower the knee. Inhale to reach your arms up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, lower your hands down, flip your back toes. Inhale for three-legged dog, left leg up in the air. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, press the elbows straight. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one big breath in your downward facing dog. And we take this once more to the right and once more to the left. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, pull your right knee to your right tricep. Inhale for three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot outside of your hand. Inhale to bring your gaze forward. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, active squat, arms up. Exhale, squat, forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, step or hop the feet together. Inhale for a little back bend. Exhale, hands to prayer, forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands down, step your left foot back, lower your back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground, flip your back toes. Inhale for three-legged dog, stretch your right leg up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale for high plank. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, straighten your elbows. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, pull your left knee to your left tricep. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot up. Inhale, active squat, lift the arms. Exhale, squat, forward fold, release. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, step or hop your feet together. Little back bend, lift your heart up towards your ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands down, step your right foot back, lower your back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up, bring your gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands down, flip your back toes. Inhale for three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank, slide forward. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale to straighten your elbows. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from your downward facing dog, once again, roll yourself forward to your high plank. Bend your elbows, come all the way down onto your belly. Flip to the tops of your feet. Interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Punch your fists down and start to lift your heart and your head up off the ground. And then lift your legs with it. Nice and open through the chest, finding a final little moment of back strengthening here. Think length before height. Really pull the ankles away from the crown of your head. And then with control, release yourself down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, flip your toes under, power into your hands to rise up to your high plank, and move to your final downward facing dog. Start to walk your feet up towards your fingers. Separate your feet about hips width distance and find a final ragdoll pose here. Take a little bit of a bend with your knees, maybe a very gentle sway in your body. Just let your head be super heavy. And slowly, slowly start to roll yourself up to stand one vertebrae at a time. Feel your spine stack. Your shoulders, chin, and gaze will be last. And in this final standing position, maybe allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And take a moment just to acknowledge how your body is feeling, any shifts that might have occurred in the last 15 minutes. Take this opportunity to reconnect with your breath and let all of that work just sink in. Thank you for joining us today. And that's your flow.